Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show.
Top of the morning to you, man. Welcome to another edition of See You in the Morning. I am, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy. So excited to be in the building with y'all today. It is another amazing day, another great day. Actually, I'm happy for y'all. I'm excited that y'all are here. I really am. I feel good for y'all to be in the building with me. All of us is here together. So, Snowmageddon, day number 2. The snow is gone. The snow is gone away. Snow is gone, and the kids are home. Well, the snow's not gone. It's still snow on the ground out there, so there's that. The kids are home though. They was like, let these kids stay home. These kids is home. So I don't know if y'all is able to get in there and pull a Lisa because your kids are there, but it's a snow day. It's still a partial snow day. A partial snow day. So welcome to See You in the Morning. My horrible idea to get up every morning to give y'all too much of my personal business. I do this for whatever reason. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm excited about it. I like it. I enjoy it. And you guys come along with me, so I appreciate y'all being here. This is your first time hearing this. You're about to experience something so cold. If you've been here before and you found it not robbery to come back again, I appreciate you because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and that means so much to me. So let's get into the show today, man. I'm gonna get in quickly and go and defrost the Frosty the Snowman. So, snow day shenanigans. So we're in the building. We're having a good time now. The way that I start my show off, man, this show can go in a variety of directions. It usually ends up taking a left turn. I kick myself out my own show. I don't even know how to do that. But it ends up taking a left turn at some point. And the only thing that's guaranteed to happen every day is for me to give a shout out to everybody that says good morning to me. So let me go ahead and knock that out this morning. First 3 people, of course, get the mythical morning medal. So let me get those out. Big shout outs to my man Snoop Boykins, y'all coming in with the bronze medal this morning. The pride of North Carolina, Courtney Weston and Murphy. She comes in with the silver. Courtney, are you feeling better? That's what the real question is. It's not whether or not you get a bronze, a silver, or gold. It's how are you feeling? And when people ask me that, I always say with my hands. But how are you doing today? Courtney Weston and Murphy coming in with the silver, and gold medal goes to IDA, Miss Ida Seaborn. So Ida with the gold, Courtney with the silver, my man Snoop with the bronze. Almost getting a gold, but almost getting a medal, but not quite, is Michelle McKinney with the aluminum 4th. Big Asia, not the little one. How you doing this morning? Hopefully you got your son home and making him cook this morning. Good job. Marche, good morning with your nasty self. Lynette, good morning. Wilberta, good morning. Charnel, how you doing? Monair, good morning. Tiffany, hey. Snoop said, I'm finally back to work. All right, get in there. What's going on, Billy D. Williams? Brianne, good morning, Ron. Now, let me ask you a question, Ron, as a fisherman. Is this a good time to go fishing? It's cold outside. Can you go? Yesterday, I still went. I didn't get to play pickleball yesterday. The gym was closed yesterday, so I didn't get to go play pickleball yesterday. But I went out and I still did a couple of miles walking. I feel like the temperature doesn't deter me from walking. Put on a couple of layers and went on out and walk. Is this a good time to go fish? Or do the fish feel like, man, we can live free because it's wintertime? Fish like, humans ain't catching us now. So the fish is out there having parties. They're like, fishy party. And then when they see the snacks come in, they be like, oh man, you bought snacks. And then before you know it, they be like, no, don't eat the snacks. That's not me. And then whoop, they out. So do you fish in the wintertime? I know the ice cold truckers, but it's whatever. What up, Monica? How you doing? Good morning, Monica. How you? My man Marlo Mullen, man, it was good seeing Marlo. Marlo only partially lives in America. He's the only person I know with dual residency between here and Africa. I think you actually got your citizenship over there in Africa, correct, Marlo? But you come over here. It was a smart move. It's a smart move. You don't know what Trump is finna do. So now that you got that African citizenship, you can be like, you know what? Hakuna Matata. That's it. Trump started at night, you be like Hakuna Matata, and you go right on back over to Africa. I saw him recently at a track meet, and we ran track together. We were both on the track team same time. We ran track together. A lot of people let my fatness fool them, and they think that I never ran track. There was a time in my life, man, I was actually pretty fast, and I ran all the middle distance races, the 400, the 800, the 1,000. Anything under a mile I could run, but I specialized really in the 8 and the 1,000. Those were my races. And I seen Marlo the other day. He's gone on to become a track coach, which also translates to Africa. So that's the other thing. You can always go teach track in Africa. Everybody in Africa runs. And that's a common misconception, but I think it might be actually true. I don't even think they got cars and stuff. Everybody just runs. It's all Forrest Gump all the time in Africa. Another reason why I probably won't even transition well over there. But if I did go to Africa, I know they would think I was rich because I have got a level of fat that you don't really see over there unless you got lots of money. Because the more money you got, the more food you can eat, the more poorly you can eat, not just yams and fufu. So I get over there, they be like, oh my God, he must be a king. And not a Martin Luther King either, just like a regular king. And like, he must have many houses and lands. He's shaped like a buffalo. And I'd be like, ooh, hey, I'm a buffalo, but whatever. What's up, Ron? I said that fish can be caught, certain species of fish. So all the fish ain't biting this time of year. They hibernating or something. All right. Good morning, Keith. How are you? Lisa, how you feeling? You good? Because I know, yeah, getting it in. Good morning, JD, Martin Luther King. Egypt is beautiful. Egypt is beautiful. Beautiful. I believe it. Jay Nice over in the ATL. They got snow in the ATL. They don't know what to do out there. The places that got snow that don't normally get snow are going wild. Atlanta, New Orleans, they don't know what to do. Billy D. Williams said, I'm running the alumni 4x400 in 3 weeks in New York. Is that similar to like when Combustible Huxtable hit you couldn't pay me to run a 4. Well, let me say this. You couldn't pay me to run a 400 competitively at this point in my life. The over 40 400 is different. When I ran track, the 400 was just a race, and you raced it, and it was a good time. Now, a 400 over 40, man, if you don't have paramedics at that finish line, if you're the 400, because the 400 ain't the type of race, Janice, you're trying to make it home. They won't let you home, Janice. The 400 ain't the type of race that you can run easily. Let me tell y'all something. The 400 ain't a jog. It may look like they jogging, but that's just because they are professional athletes. The 400, you gone. The 400 is a sprint. It is a sprint around that track, and it's a long one. It is a long sprint. There are moments during that race where you go through all the emotions. At the beginning of the 400, you're excited, emotional, you're ready to go. You're feeling good about yourself. You start off on that first straightaway and you feel great. You feel great. And you know you can take a little bit off in that curve. But the best 400 runners take advantage of you in that curve. So you started off gleefully in that first 100. That second 100 in that curve, you start to think about, you start off in a curve. 1, 2, 3. You start off in that curve. That first curve, you like, we can do it. Then you hit that first straightaway, you get a little burst of energy. Man, by the time you hit that second curve, you re-examining your life goals. By the time you hit that second curve, you really think to yourself, why did I do this? What made me decide to do this? And then that last straightaway, you just praying to God that you make it. You just that last four, you just pray to God that you make it. Now, Snoop, what happened with Quincy, what made it even worse for him is they ran the 500. They ran the 500 and they ran on the indoor track. This is why I don't like indoor tracks. Most indoor tracks are not 400 meters long. Most indoor tracks are not 400 meters long. They're only 200, 210, something wild like that. So it plays with your head emotionally. Normally in a 400, you one time around the track. But in an indoor track, when it's 200, now you got to run it twice. Your brain don't know that the distance ain't the same. Your brain is thinking we got to run this thing one time. But then you end up having to run that second time, and your brain and your body's like, what we do? We ran this once. It's an emotional trip. And he ran the 500. That's 2.5 times around. They smoking crack on it. They smoking crack. I never realized out of all the sports I played growing up, I was best at baseball. I was naturally just good at baseball. I was a naturally good baseball player. But ain't no girls go to the baseball games. Nobody on the baseball team was getting all the ladies. I don't know of anybody through my entire high school career. I don't know of anybody that actually went to a baseball game. We didn't even know when the baseball team played. Baseball team, soccer team, tennis team, nobody knew when they had games. Nobody knew when they played. Who knew when they had games? You ain't never said when you was in high school, ooh, what we doing this evening? Hey, man, let's all go to the baseball game. Ain't nobody know when the baseball team plays. Good morning, Christina. Ain't nobody know when the soccer team plays. You don't even know who's on the baseball and the soccer team until the yearbook comes out. And when the yearbook come out, then you find out, oh, I didn't know he played baseball. That's nice. Baseball, I was just naturally good at baseball from the time I played as a kid all the way up. I was always good at baseball. It came natural to me. No training necessary. I was just good. I could go out there, throw, hit, run, do all of those things. Baseball was what I was best at. Naturally. Track was next. Track spoke to my inner selfishness. Because it don't matter how bad your team is if you're a good track athlete. You can have a bad team, but you be good and you can still go. You can still go to the state championship. The rest of your team is at home. That's what happened with me. I was able to, at the end of the year, I had qualified for state stuff, so I was able to keep on practicing. While the rest of the team, they had already put their stuff up and was gone. They packed up their cleats. What's up, Clarence? Clarence kind of sort of ran track with us in school, too. Football will always be and has always been my favorite sport to watch and play. I just don't have the size, but I love it. I was always undersized. Then came basketball after that. And now pickleball is way up there. I picked that up. I didn't have pickleball as a youth. But track is a weird sport because who decided let's just run around? Let's just see who can go from one distance to the other and make it. Initially, when they used to have a marathon, people would die at the end. Yeah, marathon, and half the people would die. And it was an honor to die. I'm glad we not Roman anymore. The Greeks, the Romans, they didn't understand sports. To them, everybody had to die at the end of the sport. And I know a lot of them really won't, and a lot of them really won't. If you watch like Gladiator and 300 and stuff, I know we look at them as warriors and stuff, but a lot of them really just wanted to go meet with each other. It didn't make any sense. Greco-Roman wrestling, you didn't wear any clothes. Not only did you have to go out into the Coliseum and wrestle another man, but ball. But it's no way. Once you gave me that rule, once you saw me as a youth, you be like, hey, man, he be good in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, man, I like it. I mean, ain't nothing like it, man. I like to go out, wrestle, throw a little move. They be like, hey, man, would you like to be on the wrestling team? Sure. Where's the uniform? About that. Take everything off. I'm sorry. Are y'all fitting me for my uniform? No, take off all your clothes. Okay. Next, what? That's your uniform. No, cuz I'm out. Ain't no Greco-Roman wrestling, was Greco-Roman wrestling. You ain't get involved in Greco-Roman wrestling, man. They changed now. We didn't really change it up too much because that singlet put your business out there. Ladies, if you really trying to go figure out what man is working right, go watch a wrestling match. Like high school and college. Don't go out there looking at the high school boy packages, though. That's probably illegal now at your age. You're a whole grown up. But if you really wanted to know who was working with what, wrestling told it all. That singlet put your package in there like some white potatoes. You were just bunched up right there in the middle. They couldn't do it. They told all your business. All your business was out there. It was a shame and a disgrace. I think a lot fewer men wrestled because they realized that their business was gonna be out there. I don't understand. Let me tell you one thing. Now they got co-ed wrestling, boys wrestling and girls. So you telling me I'm gonna be in this little thin lycra outfit, she gonna be in a little thin lycra outfit, and I'm gonna ride on that thing? No, sir. I'm gonna tell y'all what, it's gonna get romantic out there. I'm finna lose. We finna turn into Nala and Simba real quick. Pinned you again. If I would have got out there now, of course, high school wrestling is based on weight class. So anything from 145 down, I think we would have been all right. Now, if you had me wrestling a heavyweight girl, that's just gonna be a wrestling match. That's just gonna be two bears in the middle of the ring. That's gonna be a bear fight. But in high school, you would have let me wrestle against somebody about 125. I mean, y'all might well turn that music on. I look up, I got a young lady in there, I be like, hey, turn that my on. Put on your red dress. And so lip on your, yeah. I mean, I'm in there grinding. I'm extending that match as long as I possibly can. As a teenager, ain't no way. And y'all gonna know what my intentions are. It's gonna be written all over my outfit. Y'all gonna be looking down there, be like, why is he pointing at everybody? I'll be like, mind your business. Mind your business. I'm a tripod. I'm a tripod. Tripodian. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Yeah, they got co-ed, they have co-ed wrestling now. Yeah, you do a lot of co-ed wrestling, Lisa. You know what I'm talking about. That's what you call it. You call it co-ed wrestling, but we all know you knocking boots. That's what you out there doing. The knocking of the boots. Let me check my notes. Let me check my notes to see if there's anything you talk about. I gotta give a shout out to a special group. As many of y'all know, my auntson passed away. She's my cousin because she was old. I just called her aunt, and then I just threw it all together and made her my auntson. So my auntson passed away. Her funeral is on tomorrow. They will be funeralizing her in a service on tomorrow. And she got the early morning rising. They made it. They are making it as difficult as possible. They like, let's have this funeral at 10 o'clock. So that means we got to have breakfast food at the repast. It's going to be way too early to be eating chicken and green beans and potato salad. Y'all going to have bacon and eggs at that repast. That 10 o'clock service, that means we're going to be done by what? Hopefully you were in and out. Your funeral shouldn't last long. We out by 11. I mean, the repast going to be about 12. We need to have a repast brunch. Somebody put some waffles on there. It should be chicken and waffles, some eggs, sausage. It's 12 o'clock. It's too early. Repast. Now, I got to give big shout outs to JT Fisher Funeral Services, who are handling the professional services. Man, I actually know some very, very good, which is crazy that I know so many funeral directors. They don't call them undertakers no more. They funeral directors. I know so many funeral directors. My man Yvonne Ray over in Norfolk. He does a fantastic job. And JT Fisher, I got to give JT a big round of applause. Now he's an Omega, so everything over there is Q colored. Everything in there is purple and gold, is real, but that just worked out for his, because they got royalty in purple and gold, so that worked out. So big shout outs to JT Fisher Funeral Services, man. They've done my whole family. Families, especially black families. Black families is like a game on who's going to get that body. That's one of the things that we will fight over. Your family stays in one funeral home. You can't go over there to a whole nother funeral home. You got to stay in your family service. Whoever your funerals is, everybody, you better not have grandma done by one funeral home, granddaddy by another. Boy, they will never get along in the afterlife. Black families stay loyal to a funeral home. I'm gonna tell you that. And we, and our family, that side of the family is loyal to JT Fisher. They JT Fisher lawyer. Now my mama's side, we were whoever got the lowest price. We will get funeral services off of a Groupon if you let us. Bury one, get one free. We in. We be like, let's get that BOGO. Let's get that bury one, get one free. Let's get that BOGO. But JT does a fantastic time. Yeah, I seen the Porsche. Listen, the death business is one. If I had known better, I would have gotten to that business. I'd have got in there. Now, one thing you ain't never seen is a righteous forsaken or a broke undertaker. You never seen one. You ain't never seen no broke undertaker. All of them make money. Because people dying to get in there. That one business, they ain't gonna never run out of business. They always gonna have somebody. It's gonna be a body somewhere. I gotta give credit though to the not the little people, but the underserved, underacknowledged people in the funeral home. And that's the people that be preparing the body. Y'all better than me. They put my aunt's wig on, but she got to get her hair done. So, there are barbers and beauticians who go in to do the hair. There's people that go in and do the makeup, dress the body. Y'all better than me. I ain't doing no dead head. No, hey, no matter how you look and no matter how you want to take it, ain't no dead head for me. No, sir. That's a job. I got to give them a round of applause. I got to give them a round of applause. If you went in there and you going in there and you doing that dead head, I was just talking to. So I got to give a big shout out to my cousin Monica who went in and did my aunt's hair yesterday. She walked right in and made an appointment with her. I was like, well, she was like, she got an appointment for 5:30. I said, well, she's going to be late. She's like, no, she'll be there. No, she's late though. No matter what time you get there, she's late. She is late for that appointment. And so she went in and she did her hair yesterday. So I got to, manicures. Yeah, you out there doing dead nails? I can't do it. Because first of all, any noise I hear, it's a wrap. I'm in there doing that with all kinds of music on in my head because I don't need to hear nothing. I don't need to hear nothing. I don't need to hear nothing. The first bump, move, whatever. No, sir. No, sir. I ain't for it. My nerves is bad. My nerves bad. And then sometimes nerves in the body don't know that they dead yet. Will pop up. I wish he would. I wish a finger would move. I'm in there doing the hair and it. No, I'm out. You gonna try to figure out why only half of your grandmama's hair is done. Why they got your granddaddy turned to the side like this? Because I didn't do the other side of his head. I can't do it. Now I ain't gonna be able to do it. So shout outs to Monica, man. Thank you so much for going in and doing that and doing a grand job. I know you did a fantastic job, but can't be me. What's the job? What's the job that you just couldn't do? What's the job that you just couldn't do? Like Billy D. Williams, I'm a licensed embalmer. Why? What made you decide, you know what I want to do? Fluff up the dead. Let me go ahead and take all their bodily fluids out and put in a little something extra for them. Let me refill their fluids. No, and who does that? What's the job that you just couldn't do? I know it's a lot of money involved in it, but that's just one of them jobs I ain't trying to do. I ain't trying I ain't trying to be the poop catcher at the circus. And they do that job with such dedication. If you ever go to a circus, that elephant poop catcher be on it. That elephant poop catcher serving. No, sir. No, sir. I forgot Christopher. I forgot you do it, Christopher. Nothing moves. Out of my 25 years of doing it, I've never seen it. Just because you ain't seen it yet, Christopher, don't mean it don't happen. Christopher, go ahead and shout out your service too, man. Because look, everybody needs it. Everybody needs it, Christopher. You tell me what it is. They had that shovel and they be ready, don't they, Chalander? They be on and they fly to the poop. They fly horses, they do horses and they do elephants. And they fly to it. Yeah. Wow. One time I went to that place where medieval times. I went to medieval times. You know, they got real horses in there. They don't even give you no silverware in medieval times. And you go in medieval times and they sit right there and that horse poops, and it's a horse poop catcher. He gets out there. That poop don't stay on the ground long. The horses don't care. Horses like, here, there you go. Yeah. I mean, a healthy diet. Lots of hay. I live in a mall. You know, the horse lives in the mall. So, you know, he eating good. He doing all right. But I can't do it. Chris, we right there for you. J.D. Martin Luther King, that seemed like somewhere you would want to go. Nothing dealing with the deceased, telemarketer, salesperson, pet groomer, just to name a few. Now, as a young person, I don't know, especially in the time when I was young, I don't know too many people who didn't get that at least one telemarketer job. I used to get fired every telemarketer job. What I used to do with telemarketing jobs, they were so easy to get, but it was so hard to keep. One thing I did at every telemarketer job was I went to the training and then got fired. That's how I would keep a check. I go to that training the whole week, get my training in, then get fired, go get another one. That way, I never had to be on the phones for real. I never had to call and all that because I wasn't good at it. I was not good at telemarketing. As much as I like to talk, I'm not good at telemarketing. If I call you and I'd be like, hey, because you never telemarketed anything that was worth anything. If you told me you ain't want that accidental death insurance, I'd just be like, all right, cool. And I hang up. They be wanting you to rebuttal and to keep asking the people and worry them into it. I ain't got it in me. I didn't believe in the product enough to want to sell it. So I was never good as a telemarketer. But I do it. Like, give me telemarketer now. I even worked at QVC for a little bit. Now, I did enjoy working at QVC. I like working at QVC because people didn't have the common sense to know that I'm a person on the other end of a phone that doesn't know who you are. You did not in any way FaceTime me, ma'am. Product will be up on the screen. He's talking about, you think I look nice in that? I think you look amazing, man. I ain't never seen you. I don't know what it is. Now, Billy D. Williams, here's what, see, now I'm gonna put a pause on what I had going on. Some things you shouldn't do. I'm gonna go get this stricken from the record. You just came up and told us you just had a baby, so you out there, and you just told us that you were getting ready to run the 4x4 at your school, and here you go, I'm 100% total, permanent, and unemployable. You're gonna have to stop telling some stuff in public. Some stuff you might have to keep to yourself. I'm all for you keeping the 100% total, permanent, and unemployable, but I just need you to not be out there saying, yo, I'm getting ready to go run this 4x4. I couldn't sell timeshares. But are you calling them? Like, if you hear, now I'm gonna tell you this. I say this: if you let me be the timeshare presentation guy when everybody comes and you got to take that 30 minutes, and you let me get a presentation, we selling them. Oh, we selling them because I'm finna make these timeshares look good. You give me that. I can sell that. I can sell water to a well, I think. Good morning, Pastor Shy. I don't think, and I say this all the time, and this is a constant conversation I had with God. I be telling him to lose my number Don't ever call me into the ministry. I work in the funeral home before I go work in that ministry. Don't you call me in there. I ain't got time to be preaching. Preachers, I get them all the credit in the world. Whether good, bad, or indifferent. Whether you're a good preacher, bad preacher, or indifferent. I give you all the credit in the world. You doing something that I ain't got it in me. I can't be a preacher. It's too much. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm an excellent writer, excellent public speaker. Let me say this. I couldn't be a pastor, but I could preach. I've done it before. Oh, I'm killing your sermon. Y'all tell me we need you to preach on Sunday. Sermon gonna be fire. Fire. Hola, Kimberly. But the pastorating, no, sir. People calling me with their problems, no. Because I'm gonna be too real. I'm gonna be too real. You gonna call me, be like, Pastor, I need you to come down to the courthouse, man. My baby's in trouble, man. And I know if you come in and say a word, that judge will let him out. And I'm gonna be like, nah, God, I can't do it. No, not your son. No, sir. Hey, listen, sometimes God needs you to be in a place of isolation, and that's what your son needs. I'm not coming down there. No, sir. Not your baby. Your baby almost robbed me. I'm way too honest. Way too honest. Teaching takes a special individual. Yeah, you call down there, can you pray for my husband? He's out hoeing again. I'd be like, where's he at? I'm gonna try to figure out who you're hoeing with. Way too honest. I might be like, Charles, look, stop going home to her. I understand why you're doing it. I ain't the one. I ain't for pastoring. I can come preach. Let me be a guest minister. Guest minister, I can do that all day. I can guest minister to the. You ever heard me do a eulogy? Man. Top 10 dead or alive. Top 10 dead or alive at eulogies. But I can't pastor. Now, teaching takes a whole different level of not caring about life. You got to not care about yourself if you walk in there and you say you want to be a teacher. Saying that you want to teach is diabolical. Everybody wants to teach until they meet these kids. Everybody wants to teach until they meet these kids. Matter of fact, most teachers are all right, even with the kids. I think what kills most of the that our teachers have is the lack of support, resources, but definitely support. The support and resources is what kills you. Because even if you got a bad kid in your class, and I know they're supposed to say all kids aren't bad, even if no kid is bad, even if you have a kid that acts differently or behaves outside of the norm, and if your attempts to redirect said student don't work, most teachers get upset because they don't have the support from either the administration or the parents. That's what they don't. It's when you call and you be like, hey, little Timmy is acting up. Well, that Timmy, your problem. Now we've ruined it. Or they feel like they're shackled in their ability to deal with things. When teachers get a class, if you get a class of kids, first of all, you're not expecting to have that many. 20 kids, I think, is a good number. You put 20 kids in a classroom, that can be doable. That is the stretch. You would probably want to have 10 to 15 kids in the class. If every teacher had 10 to 15 kids in the class, you see completely different. The morale of teachers would be better. The kids would probably learn better. But unfortunately, we don't have enough teachers. We don't have enough space. So we end up with 20, 25 kids in the class. You get 25 kids, sometimes 30 in a class. At this point, you're herding cats. But every teacher that goes into that classroom knows out of all of those kids, you're going to still have one kid that's a little bit outside of the norm. You're always going to end up with one kid. Matter of fact, I was a disruptor of the educational process for a long time. I was a disruptor of the educational process for a long time. So I understood this class finna be popping. Now, there were many different reasons why. So one of the things that we always do, and a lot of times we just label a kid as a quote unquote bad kid or a problem kid. Or when I was in school, they would just call you ED, emotionally disturbed. You'd be like, that kid's emotionally disturbed. I'm like, my emotions are fine. There are a multitude of reasons why my kid may or may not act up in class. Me personally, because I was bored. I needed to be entertained. I just, are you not entertained? I didn't understand. For me, we taught the class from Monday through Thursday. You taught that same concept. You taught if Johnny has 3 apples from Monday through Thursday. I realized what Johnny's apples was. I knew Johnny's apples. I know where he bought them from. I had multiplied, divide. I knew all of it on Monday. When you first introduced the concept, I got the concept right there. I learned quickly. Now, for these next 3 days, now you got me in class while we reviewing and going over and practicing. Dog, I'm done. I got to do something. Everything was a competition for me. Everything. I felt that way. And so I disrupted class because I was done. I'm finished. Here comes the disruptor, murderer of the education process, murderer. That's me. Many different kids are going through many different things. You got a kid that's always sleeping in class. So first thing you want to do is fuss at the kid for being asleep in class. Is he bored in your class, or is this a kid that stayed up all night because his mama runs crack out of the house? We didn't even look into why that kid is always sleeping at 8 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock. Jay Knight, your daughter teaches toddlers with autism. That's great. I didn't have ADHD. I don't know what I didn't have ADHD. I was all the way in. We didn't have anything in HD back in the day. Nothing was HD. I probably might have had AD, but I didn't have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder because I wasn't hyperactive. I could sit still. Sitting still wasn't a problem for me. I could sit still, but you needed to entertain me. My mind needed to be stimulated in some way. I had no problem with sitting still. No issue. I can sit still. Let's have a sit still. If the teacher came in class and said, we're going to have a sit still contest, whoever sits still the longest wins. I'm in. That wasn't a problem. Good morning, Chevelle. That wasn't a problem. I was just bored. There was no competition. It was nothing. Now, teachers are going through a lot because they decided now somebody that probably ain't got no kids. Terry, I be talking about taking piano lessons now. I want to take piano lessons now. Like, Terry, if you want to teach me, let's sit down. Look at it. Look at that. Look at the stretch. You see it? You see the stretch? All the alphas in the room got excited. That's not what I was showing them. I was just showing them the stretch. You see that distance from pinky to thumb? La, 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 la. I'm in. Let me use this pinky and thumb for good purposes. Let it, keyboard. You can flip it. Keyboard. Sheboard. Yo, I apologize. That was wrong, but that was funny. I can go from keyboard to sheboard in no time. Keyboard, sheboard. Okay. All right, moving on. Somebody made the decision, and I can go ahead and say this. I'm gonna say it out loud, and I mean it. All right, Terry, I'm gonna call you. Now, we still ain't been on a bike ride. Terry promised me a bike ride 6 years ago. We still ain't been on a bike ride yet. But we're going in this for these piano lessons, and I'm gonna have a whole recital. But I'm with it, Terry. Let me know. I wasn't get the classes. I did all of those kind of things. We had real gift in the talent. We got to leave school, all kinds of stuff. It was a good time. But here's what we went in the problem. And all my educators in here, and I don't mean to make this a whole education discussion. I do know education is gonna get worse because we got a dummy at president. I'm sorry, he's not a dummy. We got an educationally challenged leader. And you know what? And he's not really as dumb as you think because he became president of the United States 2 times on 2 different occasions. So he done figured out something. He done figured something out. But somebody, and I'm almost sure it was somebody, when I was in school, we had 3 different classrooms. We had clusters. You had 3 different groups of kids in these clusters. You had an advanced cluster, you had a regular cluster, and you had a we fall down. We fall down, but we get up. And you put kids in their right cluster. If we want to go with speed, you had a fast, regular, slow. You had all 3 of those clusters. And you knew what cluster you was in. All the kids knew which cluster they belonged in. You knew you was regular. They put you right in them regular classes. You stay right in there. We regular kids. We getting by. We making it. Then you had the advanced kids. They was looking, hey, look, we advanced. We give us some harder work. Let us read. We reading chapter books. Then you had kids reading Bernstein Bears. Then you had kids that was just getting their letters. And they want a problem. You advance, and the teacher could base their educational process off of which cluster they had. When them smart kids came in, we knew we was flying through work. We was moving a little bit better. Don't worry about it, Steve. They knew what cluster they was in. You looked around at the people. If they was eating paint chips in your class, you was probably in the slow class. If you was eating potato chips, you was probably regular. If you was eating a plant-based, gluten-free chip that you created on your own, faster class. But somebody in one of the slower classes, they made it, and they're like, we didn't like the fact that we were differentiated, put all kids in all one class. So now the teacher trying to teach the fast kids, regular kids, and slow kids all at one time. The slow kid is mad, fast kid is bored, regular kid, he cool, because it's just regular. Mr. Cool, everybody knew what cluster you was in. Terry, they don't ask you to be in a cluster. They didn't ask you to be in a cluster. They put you in the cluster. They, based on your performance, was your cluster. And all that, and because you was in a cluster with all people that act like you figured it was normal. You was like, everybody acts like this. Everybody licks their fingers in class. Because the whole class is licking fingers. So you just like, it's what it is. Syndrome's down, swag is up. It's harder for a teacher. I say we go back to it. Let the teacher. Terry just didn't. He didn't know. And it's okay, Terry, to find out now. Steve, you put all the kids at the SO. See, you was fast. You was in there. I'm very concerned about those that didn't know what cluster they were in. Know your cluster. Go and check and see what cluster you was in. I'm telling you, and it was okay. You had those clusters all the way through elementary, all the way up into high school. Now, in high school, you just knew who took honors class, who took AP. It sounded better in high school. But when you was going all the way up through junior, you had honors, but that was it. Listen, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So for every honor student, there's an equal and opposite. So you was either honors, you was equal, or you were opposite. He skipped 2 after he failed 2. Hilarious. Hey, Terry, you don't get notes. Listen, Snoop don't give you no breaks, Terry. I said we go back to that system. You put all those kids, check those SOL scores at the end of the year. Whatever the standardized test is, we took the Iowa test of basic skills. We took the Iowa test of basic skills. Look at those results. Right now in Virginia, they got the SOL. A perfect score is a 600, if I ain't mistaken. So let's take all the kids that can get a 5 to a 6. That's cluster A. 400 to 499. Cluster B. That's sub 400. Cluster C. Now you're able to teach them that way. If you never ate lunch with any other people, you might have been special ed. Nothing wrong with it. But if only people you ever saw in your lunch was the same people, it's different. That Iowa test of basic skills, that thing, listen, I knew what Joe Clark was talking about. I was a head safety patrol. I ran a strong set off. But put all those kids back in the cluster. Now, what you're going to find out is that your C cluster might be a little bit bigger than your A, your B cluster, but that's okay. In China, they make you decide from the age of about 8. You decide right off the top. Mr. Yang looks at this kid like, hey, is this going to be a student or a worker? If they're going to be a student, you about to be a student for life. You go learn. If you're going to be a worker, we're going to go put you right over there. If your diploma is signed in crayon, a little different. If your diploma just say good job, your diploma just like good job, Terry. You probably was in the lower level. I got mine in private school, but I still go back to help kids in public school because every kid that's in public school don't have parents who value education. That's one of the things about it. It's almost frightening that there are so many kids who want to do better, be in different environments in school, but their parents don't care or know that there are resources out there, that there are better ways for kids to be able to do a lot of things. So you see that there's a lot of different things that affect what a kid has to go through that's even in public education. So I don't mind going and helping. I'll go back and help kids anytime. I was just in a meeting with Mr. Cuntm the other day. I was late, but I was there. I was late for the meeting, but I was in the meeting. I try to help them out. I enjoy going back. I'll take my kids out because I was like, my kids, they got to be in that environment. But took mine out. My daughter came and told me that day, she's like, Dad, I'm glad. My daughter came, she can't, man, listen, we had a conversation. She told me the realest thing she ever wrote. She's like, we won't built for public school. Yeah, y'all took notes and then they read. I got to watch the replay. My daughter was like, hey, man. My daughter was like, hey, I can't do it. So they're like programs. There are programs like I feel like I can go and help. And sometimes your voice, your opinion, some of the things that you can say help. For example, Portsmouth has a program now. They call it Math Madness, but it's a basketball game that they do for all the elementary schools in the city. My idea. That was me. That was my idea. I was sitting. I tell y'all a true story. I was helping out over and with my good friend Dr. Flowers, and she was like, "Oh, we need to find something for the girls in our school to do." They started a cheerleading team, so they had cheerleaders. I said, "Well, what they cheering for? The cheerleaders ain't got nothing to cheer for. They just cheerleading what they cheering and who are they leading. They just going out to school practices." So I said, "Hey, and you got to think globally." I said, we ain't got a whole bunch of money in the school, but we got a gym. Let's just get them a ball. Let's start a basketball team. And it's something called PBIS. We can let PBIS be part of it. You got to behave in order to be on the elementary school basketball team. I'll even coach the team. So we got a team together. Boom. I said, let me call a friend of mine who is a PE teacher at his school, tell him the same thing. He started a team. Our two teams played against each other. It was huge. It was a huge event. Then all the other schools like, oh, we want to do it too. So all the elementary schools ended up with it with cheerleader staffs, cheerleading teams, and basketball teams. And we have a big day where everybody does it. It's again this year in March. If y'all can come out, I'm going to tell y'all what, these kids love it. A lot of times I'll host a game. I'll joke on kids, parents, teachers, whatever. It's a good time. I'll let that self-esteem get high and I'll bring it right back down. But we have a good time out there. And it's one of the ways that people can look and see, the kids can see that the community cares about them, and vice versa. Y'all come on through one day. Come through. Come on in the room. I'll post again when we're having the game this year. I think it's March something. So it's 30 days within there. That was an idea of mine. That was my idea. Sometimes I leverage some of the people that I know. Right now, we're doing a reading program for kids, a reading enrichment program, reading enrichment program. Big shout outs to Francis Knight Thompson and Chain Breakers and the thing that they're doing. So they got out. They were like, we want to help kids read. We want to help kids read. And I was like, let's get in there. Let's help kids read. So I leveraged some relationships I had to help them receive a grant to fund the program. And so boom. And then they were like, well, we got the grant. We need to fund the program. Where do we go? And I was like, hey, here goes some schools and some kids in Portsmouth. Let's go work with Portsmouth. Portsmouth kids sometimes have some difficulties reading. Let's help those who have the difficulties. Right. So we got Right to Read. Bam. We in there. Boom. We helping these kids. Larry started a whole marching band at Parkview Elementary and at Craddock Middle. We can go back and help. Whether you got kids in the school or not, you can still help those who are in there. And everybody ain't built to teach. And everybody ain't built to work with kids. But some of us are able to come up with a program or plan, or we have finances that we can put back into helping those kids with their programs. Everybody can't do that. Like everybody can't coach. Everybody can't coach. But anybody can buy water to help the program. Stephanie Saunders is over. She's a band director at the Norfolk State University. Everybody can't do band, but we can all donate to make sure the band has water for when they march. There's a lot of different things that we can do. We all can play a part to make things better for somebody else. That was just my soapbox for today. If you can't help somebody, help somebody. It's fantastic. It makes you feel good on the inside. Makes you feel good on the inside. Dame is an excellent coach. I've seen Dame coach his kids, other people's kids. Dame is an excellent coach. I've also seen Dame train. Dame don't just got to work with the kids that are already great. I've seen Dame say, hey, look, man, you ain't that great. Let me help you get to your great. That's admirable. Here's the thing, Steve. I'll go into room 5. I'm going to tell you now, room 5 ain't going to be the same when I get finished with room 5. Because I ain't in the system. So I can act a little different. I'm a little off. I'm not restrained by some of the same rules that they teach us. And I ain't finna beat nobody's kids and nothing like that. But it's a little bit different. And men, I ain't gonna lie to you, men. I ain't finna lie to you. I ain't finna lie to you. And this gonna sound harsh. And ladies, y'all just gonna have to deal with it. Fellas, we need y'all in these schools. We need some men in these schools. When I say we need some men in these schools, we need some men in these schools. And my feminine brothers out there, and it ain't even about your sexuality. You can be as gay. Hey, listen, you can go home and go pole to pole with whoever you want to go to. You can be in there and lightning rods. Y'all can do all of that, whatever it is. But if you come to school and you put your lightning rod away and you come in that school like this here, what up, cuz? What you do? Like just showing examples of manhood. They need some men in the school. We got way too many men. Class. No, lady man, sir. We need some men. There is a structure. There's structure that's brought forth by having men in there. There is a level of discipline, and there's a level of things that kids don't do just because you're a whole man in the school. Like they look. And we need them in positions other than the janitor, the security guard. Janitor, security guard, and coach. We need the kids to be able to look up and see other roles. We need more Steve Kuthers. We need more Steve Kuthers, who's a principal at an elementary school. We need more kids in their developmental years being able to look up to a man in a leadership role. And Mr. Kuthers cool. Mr. Cuntm is so cool. Like I've been up to the school, worked up in the school, and it's cool to see Mr. Cuntm come in. He's dressed correctly, but he got on a fresh pair of sneaks. So now I'm looking, I'm like, yo, I can still have a job and wear the sneakers I like. And actually, you shouldn't be wearing hard bottom shoes anyway. Hard bottom shoes destroy your back. We should be able to have more kids be able to look up to men. Now, there's not always father figures in the home, so some of them are going to get some of their experiences about what being a man is about. And when you're able to be in there and say, look, you being a man is this, this, and the third. And I ain't talking about just chasing chicks and these kind of things, because that ain't necessarily what being a man is. But we're talking about the responsibility, the behavior, mimicking some of the things that they do, letting them see you in a tie. If they got all women teachers their whole life, now you 45 years old and you ain't never seen nobody in a proper tie. You ain't never seen it. Except for that one strong lady teacher now. She'll wear a suit. But it's a different time. Fellas, they need to. They need to be able to see that. If you go into elementary schools, unfortunately, men don't like working in elementary schools, and I get it. You might see a few more male teachers when you start going into high school, and then you might see more male administrators in high school. But by that time, we done already ruined the kid. By the time you get to high school, it's been raining men the whole time you've been in school. We got to figure out a way. We got to figure out a way to get more men into these elementary schools. We got to figure out a way to get more men to teach at that level. When we had the tie, Janice, we went over there. We did a tie teaching class for the kids, and this is a true story, man. They had to go in. If you could have seen the difference, and I got to give Cuntm and the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated a round of applause on this. If you could have seen the difference in those kids when they first walked into the room, they had to wear a button-up shirt. They had to wear a white button-up shirt and jeans. They walked in the room. They didn't want to be there. They had all this. But once we got them in there, we taught them how to tie a tie. They had that skill, and they put that tie in. You saw their posture change, the way they walked out the room. And even if it was only for a moment, those kids walked back out of that room. Imagine being able to create those moments for kids every single day. And you ain't necessarily got to do it in the educational system. Sometimes you can do, I told y'all ain't nothing wrong. You're going to seem a little creepy the first few times. But driving by their bus stop and tell them, hey, man, y'all have a good day, man. Y'all can do it. Be successful. And roll it off. Because a lot of times kids ain't heard nothing positive in the morning on their way to school. Think about it. All they've heard is, get ready. You're going to be late. You're going to miss the bus. You did your homework. What's wrong with you? Why you ain't comb your hair? Why your shirt ain't tucked in? Blah, blah, blah. You done had a barrage of being fussed at before you go to school. A lot of kids don't start the day off with somebody just telling them, hey, it's going to be a good day. Hey, you look good out there. That's easy. Now, the first few times, people going to think you posturing or grooming. But after they realize that you ain't got no charges, this ain't no SVU case, it's going to be there. One of the difference, Steve, when them kids walked out, their whole countenance had changed, their postures had changed, just from them putting on that tie for a day. I'm president of the third grade hallway. Larry, you was out there financially supporting them. I ain't trying to do that. It threw my high school kids off. The kids that I was coaching in high school, every day before practice, I'd be like, hey, man, scale of 1 to 10, how was your day today? First time they hear it from me, they be kind of confused. Now, I'm not trying to see if they trying to process on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't know if they've done ratios and stuff in class or not. So that scale of 1 to 10 might have threw them off. I'd be like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was your day today? And for them to have to really look back and see it, and I was able to find out more about my kids before they went to practice. If I get a kid, I'd be like, man, scale of 1 to 10, how was your day today? He'd be like a 2. I already know, man, we ain't going to have a good practice. We got to deal with it on a different level. So it was a 2 for me and it was a 2 for them. A lot of them have never been introspective of their own life. When them kids feel like you care, they'll do anything for you. When they feel like you care, you can be hard on them because they know that you care. Now, every time I go to school, everybody around me, Coach Nick, it's crazy. You got to do what you got to do. Let's get out of here, man. I'm almost at my hour. Oh, no, I am at an hour. So we got to do word for the day. I don't know how we ended up on that tangent, but we did. Hey, just a reminder for my people that are in this group. Today is the last day for y'all to get y'all can be the first ones. I wanted y'all to be the first ones to have an opportunity to get the VIP tickets to my show at the Virginia Beach Funny Bone. It's going down on the 27th. The 27th. The 15th of June. That's Father's Day. It is my live recording. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time. But it is my live recording. The tickets are available right now. Right now, you can go in there and get tickets. va.vb.funnybone.com. You can go ahead and get those tickets. It keeps doing that. I don't know why it does that. When I come back, it be boom, boom, boom. March, April, May, June, slide down right there, June 15th. That's your boy. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a general. Everybody can get out there and see it. So I'm gonna let the world know tomorrow. But today, y'all got it in advance. Unless somebody came back and watched this on the replay, but that still means they're a friend of the show. So friends of the show get their first chance at the tickets. Boom, then everybody else can get in. So before everybody else starts up on tomorrow. Once I hit the ground, and first day of tour for me be in Baton Rouge tomorrow. Baton Rouge will throw you off, man. You think Baton Rouge, that sounds like something, don't it? Don't it sound like something special? Baton Rouge, you be like, ooh, that is nice. It literally means red stick. That's all it means. You out here fool. French will fool you. French will fool you. French will fool you because you out there thinking, ooh, it's French. Baton Rouge. Red stick. That's all it means. Red stick. Crazy. I thought I was talking all fancy. Me and Baton Rouge. And red stick. That's all it means. The word of today is wanderlust. Ooh, wanderlust. I don't know. I'm gonna look up the definition for wanderlust. That sounds like when you go all over the world. It sounds like when you go all over the world looking for women. That's that sausage. That's that sausage with the rice and all that in there, and gotcha. My cousin is here. My cousin Tyrone lives in there, and he brought some of that up here, and he been making that boudin. Yeah, because I was like, oh, y'all eating booty? But they were like, no, it's boudin. That's different. Eating booty and boudin is nice. So it's funny because Baton Rouge is LSU, and I'm wearing Alabama stuff to the show, Bree. How about that? So go Tigers that. Wanderlust is the word of the day. Wanderlust refers to a strong desire to travel. Oh, okay. Wanderlust. During their final semester at college, the two friends were both filled with the insatiable wanderlust and began planning a journey to Patagonia together. Patagonia. I don't even know where Patagonia is. Where is Patagonia? Somebody know where Patagonia is? I don't know where Patagonia is. Patagonia is in South America, shared by Argentina and Chile, the southernmost part of the continent, Patagonia. That booty is awesome. All right. Boudin is awesome. They would like it sausage, but it got rice in it and all kinds of stuff, all in a meat casing. So I'll get some while I'm down there. I'm gonna try to do some food tasting, all kinds of stuff. Because I got there and I got New Orleans the next day and Jackson, Mississippi. So I can taste some authentic slave food in Jackson, Mississippi. That's what I think. Hey, man, y'all have a great Thursday, man. Don't overlook Thursday. Thursday don't get seen for what it really is, man. Thursday is another chance for us to get it right and have another great day. I know a lot of us be looking forward to the weekend, but Thursday is just as important as the other days of the week. Get out there, embrace it, have a good time with it. I'm sure that you can. I know that you can. And I'm wearing my Alabama stuff at LSU. Ain't afeared. Ain't afeared at all. We're going to have a fantastic time, a great day, man. I'm sure y'all will. I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't know. Let's go check. I don't want to lie to y'all. Let's see. Tomorrow I'll be flying, so I might not be able to. Well, you know what? I got a layover in Atlanta from 7:30 to 9, so I might be broadcasting live from the airport on tomorrow. I'll try to be here, man. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow just to give y'all a little bit. If not, I'll see y'all on Monday. But I'll try to get to y'all, even if it's got to be a see you later. I'll get to y'all. We'll have a show tomorrow. We'll have a show tomorrow as I'm on my way. Tomorrow is pending. There you go. Tomorrow is pending. All right. Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. Thank y'all so much for being on the show, man. Make somebody feel good today, even if that's somebody that just happens to be you. I'm telling you to make a change. We'll be out. We'll be back. I'm out. Peace.
Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Clayton's Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Clayton's Cassidy Show. Funny Man, coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off